start with Luke 14 and verse 26.
All right.
Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, before we get started, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Chakodash. Double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who are well, which are the truth. As you see the title, just going live on a Friday evening, July 10th, 2026, the year of apostate sellouts, agents, as well as the time of Jacob's trouble. And today we're just going to go into GMS Natural Brothers, back at you again with another lesson. All through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Ashai by Hashem Chakodash. And today we're just going to go into forsaking yourself and forsaking this wicked society and following after Yahweh Shemi Ashai, following after righteousness, following after peace, and things which pertain to the kingdom of heaven. Ultimately, you're going to find a balance within the society, but the main focus in the forefront on our mind should always be this truth, this ministry, Yahweh Shemi Ashai. So, unless you got something you want to start with. Alrighty then. This is Luke 14 and verse 26. And if any man come to me and hate not his father, and when you get that word hate, it just means to love less, not literal hate, but to love less. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yet and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So it said in his own life. So you got to love less your own life, your ambitions within this society, what you may have wanted to do, putting that off for Yahweh Shemi Ashai and following after his will instead of your will. Because, you know, speaking to myself first and foremost, we're here to do the Lord's will rather than trying to do our own will, what we want to do, what we want going on. Because ultimately, when we get into the kingdom, all that is going to fade away. All this is going to pass away once the kingdom of heaven is established, and something far greater, which far are exceeding an eternal weight of glory, is going to far outweigh everything that we have going on within this society. So verse 27, and whosoever doeth not, and whosoever doeth doth not or doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost whether he has sufficient to finish it, lest happily, after he hath laid the foundation, is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. So we want to make sure, again, speaking to myself first and foremost, that we are finishing all the way through and not giving up and allowing this society and this world and the lust of the flesh and the pride of life to overtake us, but overcoming the flesh, overcoming temptation, overcoming trials and tribulations, and enduring all the way to the end. You got it.
All right. Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So this goes into basically the prophets, the 144,000, overcoming, you know, Esau, Edom. And so they overcame by Yahweh's sacrifice, by his blood, and by the word. You know, it says, and by the word of their testimony. And we're testifying this word now. You know, that's why we do the videos on the highways and byways. And it says they love not their life unto death. You know, because they understood that this life is like a vapor. You know, it's here and it's gone. And plus, it's the rulership of the heathen, which is going to soon pass away. And so I'm going to read this too. Philippians 3 And 8, it says, yea, doubtless, I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach, Yahushua my Lord. It says, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach. So we're suffering as of right now, so that we can gain Yahushua. And it says, first for the knowledge. It says, but loss. It says, yea, doubtless, I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach, Yahushua my Lord. Why? So that we can do the things that's pleasing unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, and then it says, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law. That's what many Israelites do today. You know, they establish their own righteousness via the law, based off the law. But the Lord got to find you righteous. That's why it says in Revelation 14, it talks about the virgins. They were found virgins, guiltless. You know, there's no guile in them. Why? Because they believed on the Lord. And they actually taught what he taught. You know, they went through the persecution, the suffering. It says, but that which is through the faith of Mashiach, the righteousness which is of God by faith. And so this is a faith-based thing. And the only way you can please him is by having faith and just doing what he says. You know, and believing in his doctrine. Or believing in Yahweh's doctrine. Because this ain't even Yahweh's doctrine. This is Yahweh's doctrine. You know? You got it.
Yeah, that's it. Matthew 6 and verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So that's what we're doing, seeking the kingdom of heaven, and not allowing the things of this world to stir us away from Yahweh Shem Yahshai, not allowing Esau, allowing his devices as the reason. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, that the ultimate device that he's going to come with is that MOTB, and we don't want to be deceived by that and thinking that that is the way out, because the majority of Israel is going to believe and think that that is going to be, you know, the way out of the situation that Esau is about to put you in. Esau is about to put you into a situation, and then Esau is going to come out with the solution. They call it order ab chaos, ordo ab chaos, which means order out of the chaos. As that's what Esau, the devil, is going to do. He's going to bring about the order, then he's going to bring about the chaos, and then within the chaos, he's going to establish an order. And then you Israelites, you're going to fall for the okie doke every time, and going to believe and think that the MOTB, which is RFID micro C-HIP, which if you do not have that microchip, you will not be able to pay. You will not be able to pay your bills, pay your car note, get food, and so on and so forth. You won't be able to live the lives that you're living right now and right now either. There's going to be a new way of living, a new way of life, and Esau is going to come with that solution. Problem, reaction, solution. They're going to come with the problem. They're going to come and they're going to make sure that you have a reaction to it. Then they're going to come out with a solution for it, man. And that solution is going to be in the MOTB. But those who have followed and believed in Yahweh Shem Yahshua is not going to fall for the okie doke like you Israelites, man. So like it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Because we're not worried about the society and the things going on in this society. We're not going to believe in Esau's inventions. The elect is not going to be deceived from what they have in store for us, for the whole world, as it reads in Revelation 3. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, which shall try them that dwell upon the earth. So this whole world is going to be tried, but the elect of the nation of Israel, Lord willing, will be part of the elect. We're not going to be deceived by their miracles, their phony miracles that they're about to bring upon this earth, man. You got it.
All right, this 1 John 2, and I'm gonna start at 13, but looking for a different version. Let's get the American Standard. Let's get the let's see what this one says. Give me 1 second. What's the same? It's saying the same. I'll just get the King James version because it ain't no different. All right. Slow. Trying to get this other version now. Let's go slow. All right. What the fuck is going on? All right, there. Slow. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is the King James Version. We're going to find all day. Man, I want to trip. All right, this is 1 John 2 and 13. It says, I write unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, young men, because ye have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because ye have known the Father. And so, you know, it says, because ye have overcome the wicked one. The young men, those some of the men that's in the faith are older, that came in as young men. And really, we're all still young. You know, whether you're 50, you know, 40, you're still young. You know, and all of us came in when we were young, but it says you have overcome the wicked one. How do we overcome him? Via his devices that he got in place, his different philosophies, the ways of the world. We overcame that. You know, like how it says in, I believe it's Ephesians, you know, we were once like the children of disobedience. We were walking in the ways of how the world walked. You know, we was doing all that, but the Lord had it to where we overcame. Now we overcame the spiritual aspect. We got to go overcome the physical aspect, which is the chip. You know, because it's going to play on your mind and your spirit. Well, your body too. You know, your stomach might get to hurting. You might need medication for something if you're sick. Well, if you believe in the Lord, you know, he'll make it so where your body ain't going to want that shit. He going to give you, he going to heal you. You know, we coming into times where the Lord, he going to actually do the healing. You know, because he's going to be closer to his people at that time in these very last days.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then it says, I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of God abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one. So that's how you're going to get through, is when this truth is embedded in you. You know, you having that spiritual mark. Also, that's what's gonna cause it. You know, because you've been you let Yahweh Shai dwell with you. You open that door up, you know, to your mind. And then you let the Lord come in, and now you understand the truth. Now you changing for the better. You know, so the goal is to overcome the wicked one.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing he got left is the chip.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And of course, you know, he gonna come after you, but that ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. It's just a even worse time. But this ain't nothing new. You got it.
Nope, nothing new. You know, just like during the siege during 70 AD, and I was reading. It's called The Great Controversy by E.G. White. Really going into, you know, the siege, and when I believe, who was it? It was the general at the time, not Vespasian. It was before Vespasian.
No, it's
I got it written down, but they was about to
Titus.
It was before Titus, before Vespasian, but damn, I forget his name. I have to look at it. But they was about to siege and take over Jerusalem, and right when they was about to do it, they had the perfect opportunity. And a lot of historians call it the greatest blunder of Roman, you know, military history, and said that they retreated. And when they retreated, the rebels within Israel, they overtook them and killed 5,000 or so of their men. And at that time, that gave the believers of Yahweh Shem Yahshai to flee. Because as the scriptures say, Yahweh Shai said in Matthew the 21st chapter, I believe, when that time will come, you will, you know, flee into the mountains. And and then that gave the believers the perfect opportunity, while the rebels was pursuing the Romans and the Romans was fleeing. That gave the believers the perfect opportunity to escape. And some call it spiritual. Some call it, you know, one of Rome's greatest blunders. And Josephus said that it was one of their greatest blunders. And when you go into it, that's actually spiritual, because that gave the believers the opportunity to escape. And just like during that time and many other times in the scriptures, as it reads in Romans 15:4, for things written aforetime are written for our learning, that through patience and comfort of the scriptures we might have hope. So when all hell breaks loose and Esau's coming after us and so on and so forth, the Lord is going to be with us, man, and make a way for us to escape it. No matter what is set in front of us, if we're part of the elect, Lord willing, we be part of the elect, the Lord is going to provide a way and make a way for us to get through it all.
I got something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So a standard is going to be lifted up against the enemy. You know, this ain't the time of 70 AD. You know, but really, that's spiritual too, because the elect at that time were given a way to escape, but the 2/3 were left to be what? Enslaved,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Tortured, slaughtered, because ultimately they were the ones that had the Lord crucified.
Yep.
So they paying for that. And they're going to pay for it in this lifetime too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this the ultimate payback.
Yep.
Because it's that same generation. You know, and a lot of them didn't get slaughtered. They were carried away into Rome and so on and so forth, and they worked, you know. So the Lord's gonna make a way for his men to escape, and the women and children, the 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the man, you know. You got it.
And then after it reached Nero, you know, he was really he was embarrassed of what happened. So then that's when he went over all the political aspect of it and hired Vespasian as a general, and then sent Titus. And then Nero died, and then sent Titus in, and they besieged Israel, and it was like so many years, and that's when it led to starvation, you know, eating each other, and cannibalism, and they was eating, you know,
4 years, I think.
yeah, 4 years, from 66 to 70.
Yeah.
And then that's when the wicked Israelites was in there eating each other,
Yeah.
eating their sandals,
Yeah.
eating
Birds,
silver
yeah.
coins, and you know, all this, so on and so forth. But at that time, the believers was already gone.
Already gone.
So
yeah.
the Lord just gave the 2/3, not 2/3, but them wicked Israelites during that time,
Yeah.
which is really them back today, over to the Romans.
Mm-hmm.
And said, my believers is out of there, so go ahead, go on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is real quick, cause it's gonna piss me. Yeah, it was Cestius Gallus. It might have paused. No, this shit ain't. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it was Cestius Gallus that went into Israel the first time and tried to take it over, but retreated.
His name.
Yeah. And so this is you know, so just trusting in the Lord, man, and believing that the Lord will make a way, as it reads in 1 Corinthians. Let's see.
Oh, I had that 10.
You got, 10 and 13.
Yeah, that's what I was pulling up. Yeah, that's exactly what I just had, but I took it away. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 10 and 13, it says, no, it's the NIV.
Mm-hmm.
It says, no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear, but when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it.
Yeah, so when we are tempted, when we go through these things, the Lord is going to make sure that we have a way to escape, Lord. And if you're given over to those temptations and you fall, then the Lord wasn't dealing with you, because the Lord is going to make a way for his men to escape. And even if a brother, a member of the elect, is martyred, that's a beautiful thing as well. You know, martyr, but it's different when you're going through temptation, and then you say, okay, just give me the chip. No, that's and then you take the chip and then they kill you. You know that you're not a martyr. You didn't stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. But if you going through such and such, and you're saying, I'm not going, you standing firm on the name, and then they kill you, and while you're standing firm on the name, then that's being a martyr, and that's beautiful in the sight of the Lord.
Revelation 24, and I saw thrones on which they were seated. No, I don't want to read that version. Sorry, that's gonna piss me off. I don't look at this. King James Version, it says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
You got it.
So, plain Jane, you know, it said what it said. So, you're gonna be offered to take that. It ain't gonna be forced upon you, none of that dumb shit. No, if you take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. But you ain't gonna reign with the Lord 1,000 years, and that's just a complete amount of time. It's gonna be longer than 1,000 years, you know. So that's the example of you being martyred. You having your head, cut off or whatever. You got it.
Yep. So, so within those temptations, speaking to myself first and foremost, making sure that we endure it, understanding that the Lord is going to get me through this. And, that's easier said than done, of course. We're in the flesh. We're not going to be perfect. But that's when, especially during that time, the Spirit's going to kick in, man. Spirit, you're going to get right to your last leg, and the Spirit's going to say, just go, 2 more hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, okay, I'm going to go 2 more hours. Then an hour and 50, just for roughly paraphrasing, or you're not roughly paraphrasing, but just for the context, an hour and 59 minutes left or goes by, and right when you're about to give up, the Lord, grants you, some food or something. You never know how it could work. Or you say, okay, I'm gonna endure it. And then that next minute, something happens, and you didn't even have to go that whole 2 hours of waiting. You never know how, every brother and every member of the elect's story is going to be slightly different. But the thing is, we all want our end goal, the end goal to be the same, to be on that chariot, man, to be with Yahweh Shai, to be saved from the coming said pearls. But that's not going to happen if we don't endure, if we don't trust and believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, trust and believe in the death, burial, and resurrection of Yahweh Shai, because it is through Yahweh Shai that we have a way back to the Father. So this is Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And these days are being shortened. As quickly, we're already in July of 2026. Then halfway through the year, about to go into 2027, man. The times are speeding up, and the days are getting more evil. So, we're definitely entering in our evil times. And speaking to myself first and foremost, walking circumspectly, tightening down the hatches, and pushing forward into the very end, and doing what is required of us now more so than ever, so that we can be saved, and so that we can receive of that glory, just as Yahweh Shai did when he went through his temptations, when he went through his endurance, and he is now sit on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father. He's waiting as well. He's ready to come back as well, man. Verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So understanding what the will of the Lord is, and as it reads in Matthew 24 and 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You got it. Got anything else? So we're going to end it right there. Continue to push forward, continue to fight, continue to believe, and believe what is in store, and understand that the Lord will make a way for us, man. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before we end it off, we'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory to where is due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Hakwadash. And double honor as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.